I told the team I was just proud of their effort today and how they just navigated the ups and downs of the game. Obviously the margin was wide, but within that, we're searching for great possessions, and we're searching for doing things the way that we need to do them on both ends. And thought we got a little bit foul happy there in that third quarter, but we figured it out, and I thought we're pretty disciplined in that fourth quarter. Got a lot of contributions from a lot of different people. So it was nice to see. Obviously Ashlon, I thought really set the tone for us offensively, knocking down those threes, and then Oluchi and Toby off the bench again. Had big nights. Mare with 5 assists, 0 turnovers again. It just seems like rinse repeat with her with that. She's doing a great job of taking care of the basketball. So there's a lot to like. Jaden with 8 boards. There's a lot to like about what everybody contributed today.
Thanks, Coach. We'll open up for questions. Start with Jaden over here.
Yeah, Carol, what's it been like to watch Toby's development this season?
It's been a progression. Obviously I get to see her every day. You guys see her twice a week. Every day she picks something up. Or refines something, maybe does it a little bit better. I feel like a broken record. She's remarkably productive. And, I said this last game, like, she's the best freshman in the league. And it's, there's a lot of good freshmen. I'm not diminishing any of the other freshmen, but, like, just watch the game. Just watch what she does on both ends. Like, it's unique. How she's able to finish, how she's able to impact the game with her athleticism on both ends, and she's trending upward. She's figuring things out. At the start of the year, there was more ups and downs. She still has them, as any player does, but she's more consistent, with her performances night in and night out. And that's what you'd hope for, I think, from a freshman. February getting into March, that by the end of the year, they're able to be someone that you can count on. And she's playing with a lot of confidence.
Coach, number 44 on Miami, Cameron Williams, I think she had 10 points in the first half. They were really sort of hammering the post. Then you guys had her to 4 in the second half. Was there any adjustment or anything you guys were seeing that you wanted to change on that second half?
Yeah, I told Delaney and Toby they had to play better at halftime. I thought that they were getting outplayed in that matchup, and they needed to physically challenge her more. And so that was one of the things that we talked about at halftime, and they made the adjustment. So I was happy about that.
Coach, we got 47 points off the bench and 42 points off Miami's turnovers. Can you just talk a little bit about the team's defense and then also the production from the bench?
Our bench has been remarkably productive all year. I don't follow the stats, but I think all year we've had one of the highest scoring benches maybe in the country, or close to. When you look at the national stats, I think we're at least in the top, whatever. I don't know. You know how you care about stats. We're 5th in the country? We're in the top 5. Oh, well, there you go. We're in the top 5. So I guess it's just more of what we've been doing all year. We have a strong bench, and certainly Toby and Oluchi specifically in ACC play have really taken their game to a different level. If you look at kind of their non-conference numbers versus their ACC numbers, they're both playing at a high level in the ACC, and so I think that has helped us in a lot of ways. Certainly we've had other players play well as well throughout, but Oluchi and Toby have been on a good run here scoring the ball.
What makes your full-court defense so effective? Is it the height, or what combination tends to make that?
I think that it's 3 things. I think it starts with their effort. Any sport, any coach can design a defensive scheme that they think will work. But if the players playing it don't play it with great effort, it will never work. So you have to start with competitive players that are willing to play with great effort on the defensive end. And that's easy to say and hard to find. It's hard to find a player out of high school that wants to compete hard on the defensive end. Not impossible, but it's hard. Most players want to compete on the offensive end. Our players do both. And so the first thing is finding players that will play with great effort. The second thing is finding players that are athletic and versatile, meaning they can guard a number of positions. And I think that's another thing characteristic about our defense that makes us unique, is that we have players that can defend multiple positions. Jaden and Toby can guard 1 through 5. Ashlon and Reagan can guard 1 through 4. And so you start to now stack all of them playing together, and now all of a sudden you have a really versatile and athletic team. And then you can see we have really good athletes as well. And then the third thing is intelligence. You can't just have people running around there doing whatever they want to do. They have to play with intelligence within the scheme. Our players are very smart. You hear people say high basketball IQ. They have that. And then, I'll give you a fourth thing. You have to have great teachers on your staff, because it's not like they come in as freshmen understanding how we play. That has to be taught to them. It has to be taught to them, and we have to rep it. And that teaching is done by my assistant coaches, who have way more experience than I do in coaching college basketball. They've been in college basketball 25 years, 30 years. Everyone on my staff, from Coach Tia to both Coach Karen's to Coach Elsie, 25 plus years in women's college basketball. Coach Pierre's over 10 years in women's college basketball. So they know how to teach. They know how to scheme. They know how to game plan. They know how to make adjustments. And most of what you see happening that's good in the game is coming from our players or our assistants. They're the ones that put it all together. So that's what makes our defense good.
Obviously, Miami has kind of had maybe not the best year, but they're still averaging, 1-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. Tonight you had, they had 5 assists and 28 turnovers. How much of that do you attribute to that effort and that IQ?
Yeah, I think we try to be as disciplined as we can, but our players are really athletic and talented and can pressure and can get deflections and can stay in front. They can be in a disadvantaged position and all of a sudden turn it into an advantaged position with their effort and with their athleticism. And it doesn't stop. We take great pride in trying to do that the whole game as best we can. And then we have players we can go to on the bench if we feel like the level's dropping, or maybe someone's just getting fatigued. We can keep putting in players that do that. So I don't know that we did anything specific to try. We don't really do anything specific to turn you over. And I know that sounds weird because we force a lot of turnovers, but we never go into the game plan saying get steals. That's not what we do. Gamble. It's not what we do. We try to be really disciplined defensively, but we're also going to pressure. We're going to pressure, but we're not pressuring to take the ball. We're seeing if our pressure can force you to make poor decisions. Can we force you into travels? Can we force you into shot clock violations? Can we force you into charges? And those count as turnovers too. Well, we have some players that are pretty good at taking the ball from you. And so those ones I don't really do a lot with, meaning I just let them be them, right? They're instinctive. They're going to go grab the ball. I let them do that. But we don't really play the game to turn people over, even though we do. It's not a part on the board. I never write get a lot of turnovers. It's not our game plan.
Last question, Martin.
Coach, Reagan had 2 points tonight, but also 4 assists. Can you talk a little about maybe even when she's not, scoring in a super high rate, how she impacts the game for you guys?
Yeah, listen, I don't love plus minus in a singular game because I think it's got too much static in it, but she was plus 37 tonight, the highest on the team. Your impact on a game is not just exclusive to whether you scored or not. And we emphasize that with all our players. You can impact winning. You can be a productive player. You can be someone that helps us win at the highest level. You don't have to score it all the time. Now, do you feel a lot better as a human when you score? Yes. Like, it makes you happy. Like, I get that part of it, but trying to get them to understand that, like, that's not the only part of the game. There is great honor in doing the other parts of the game, and not just great honor, like, it's necessary for us to win. So Reagan understands that. She's scuffling a little bit offensively. I mean, that's, let's call a spade. Like, she's struggling offensively the last couple of weeks, but that's a part of it, right? That's a part of the journey. And so I know she's ready to bust out in a big way for us, and she will soon. And it's great to have a team that when she's not going offensively the way that she's capable, that you have a team that can still win the game. I mean, think about that. We have so many weapons. And but yeah, I thought she played with effort today. Last game I know she had 5 rebounds. This game she didn't rebound as well, but she's somebody that can really be a great playmaker for us. And she gets a lot of attention too. That's the other thing. Like coming off of actions and stuff, there's a lot of times she's getting a lot of attention, so she's able to make plays for her teammates too.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.